In a land far, far away, in the vast open savannah, where the wind carried secrets and the earth held stories, there stood an ancient Iroko tree. Its towering trunk was thick and girdled, its branches reaching for the sky like an arm of an elderly man pleading for rain. The people of a village worshipped the Iroko tree. The name of the village is known as Ngazi. The village referenced the tree, for it was said to be the home of the spirits of their ancestors. The elders thought that every generation the tree would choose one soul to join the spirit during a season called the whispering season. A time came and the wind howled through the hollow branches of the Iroko tree and then carrying voices of the unseen. For centuries, this has been the way of the Ngagi, and the villagers accepted it as part of their lives and tradition. But for Amina, a village girl, a herbalist, an ancient custom had become a source of deep sorrow. Her younger sister, Zara, had vanished during the last whispering season. Amina is a beautiful girl blessed with supernatural powers from her mother's side, and she is able to communicate with people in the other world. Her sister, Zara, had vanished during the last whispering season, and this had brought sorrow to the family, as her bright laughter and curious spirit swallowed by the silence that followed the Iroko free. Amina had watched in silence, watching as the elders performed the rituals, leaving offerings of millet and calabash milk at the tree's root, but nothing had brought back Sarah. The disappearance of her sister weighed on her. Like a heavy cloak, she felt the pull of tradition and the whispers of doubt. The village elders were respected, and her own father, Chief Jabari, was among them. Yet something in her heart told her that the Iroko tree and the whispering seasons were not as benevolent as the village believed. So one evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Amina gathered her courage as she approached her father, her voice steady but low. "Father, I must know what happened to Zara. The tree, it isn't just taking people. There's something more." Chief Jabari sighed. Just waited, his face deepening with lines of age and worry. "The Iroko tree is sacred, Amina. It has protected our village for generations. Do not let your grief for your sister cloud your respect for the ancestors." "But father, what if the Iroko tree is not protecting us? What if it is trapping our people?" Amina said. Her father's eyes darkened as a flash of something unreadable crossing his face, but he said nothing more. Frustrated, Amina decided to seek out answers on her own. She traveled to the outskirts of the village, to the haunt of Mama Zula. Mama Zula is an outcast elder who was rumored to have a connection to the spirit world. Many feared Mama Zula, calling her a witch, but Amina knew she had wisdom that other elders did not. The old woman sat outside her hut as Amina approached, with her eyes clouded with cataract, but her senses as sharp as ever. "Ah, Amina," she croaked, before Amina had even spoken. "You come to ask about the Iroko tree, yes?" Amina, kneeling before her. "Mama Zola, I need to know the truth. My sister is gone. The tree took her, and I cannot let this happen to anyone else in this village." Mama Zola motioned for Amina to sit. "My daughter, the tree holds the spirits, yes, but it is also holds something darker. Secrets that the elders have buried deep. Long ago, the village made a pact with the spirit of the land." So if you're just joining us, please subscribe and hit the notification button so that whenever I post a video, you get notified. Thank you. So let's dive right back into our story. The Babu was a bridge between the living and the dead. But the elders, they twisted the pact. "Twisted? How?" Amina asked, her heart racing. "My daughter," the old woman said, "the Iroko tree does not choose. The elders do. Mama Zola said, her voice a mere whisper. They offer one of our own to keep the spirits of the land satisfied, to maintain their power, as has always been this way. But the spirits inside the tree, they are not at peace, they are trapped. Amina's breath caught in her throat. The weight of the revelation settled over her like a storm cloud. The elders, her father, had known all along. They had sacrificed Zara to the realization her blood ran cold. Mama Zola, what can I do to stop this? Amina asked, her voice shaking with both fear and determination. You must confront the tree, Amina, and the spirits within it, Mama Zola replied. But be warned, my child, the Iroko tree is powerful and it will not let you break the cycle easily. That night, Amina returned to the village. She prepared for the coming confrontation, gathering herbs for her protection and painting her body with white clay chalk symbols, one that Mama Zola had taught her were meant to ward off evil spirits and benevolent spirits. When the whispering season began and the wind started to howl through the village, Amina walked alone to the Iroko tree. The wind was so tough and it tugged at her clothes, and the tree's whisper grew louder, voices overlapping in sorrow. Amina could hear Zara's voice among them, faint but unmistakable. Tears welled in her eyes as she stood below the towering trees. I am not afraid of you, Amina called out. I know the truth. You do not take lives to protect us. You trap them. I demand you to release my sister. The ground beneath her rumbled, and the wind whipped around her violently. The Iroko branches cracked, and the whispers intensified. Suddenly, Amina was pulled into a vision. She stood inside the tree, surrounded by the spirits of those who had been taken. Their eyes glowed with sorrow, their hands outstretched, reaching for freedom. Among was Zara, her face pale and gaunt. Amina, she whispered, you came. Amina rushed to her sister, tears streaming down her face. I am here, Zara. I am going to free you. But Zara shook her head. It's not that simple. The tree demands a soul to keep the balance. If you break the cycle, you must offer something in return. Amina's heart ached. I will offer myself. Zara's eyes widened. No, Amina, you can't. I can, and I will, Amina said firmly. I cannot let this continue. Not for you, not for anyone else. In that moment, Amina felt the spirits of the tree surrounding her, her sorrow lifting as they realized what she was willing to do. She stepped forward, offering her life to the Iroko tree in exchange for Zara's release. As she did, the winds died down and the Iroko whispers faded into silence. The spirits began to ascend, released from their prison, and Zara too was freed. Amina felt herself growing weaker, but a sense of peace filled her heart. She had broken the cycle. When the villagers found her the next morning, lying on the base of the Iroko tree, Zara at her side, Amina was still, but her sacrifice was a new life for the villagers. The Iroko tree no longer whispered with sorrow. It sang with the voices of the ancestors and is now at peace. And in the hearts of the villagers, the memory of Amina's courage lived on, as they never had to sacrifice any of their own for the ancestors anymore. Thank you.